Welcome back to the SportsMax zone, and tears of joy filled the winners' enclosure at Caymanas Park on Saturday after a heart-stopping finish to the third running of the Mouttet Mile, the English-speaking Caribbean's richest horse race. And even though there were several horses capable of winning, the race somehow still managed to find an upset winner as Funcaandun, the mount of Robert Halladine for trainer Jason Acosta, won a stunning stretch duel with Gulfstream Park Invader, the favorite Legacy Isle with the Venezuelan star Jockey Jaramillo aboard. Let's take a look at that now.
Third running of the Mouttet Mile, Tiz Talk came out a beat slowly. But there's several horses now vying for that lead on the backstretch. Banadura is racing down near the rail as they sort themselves out now, and Fash Plus, the 7. It is a Banadura down against the rail. Desert of Malibu is right there, along with Pack Plays racing just in behind them. Legacy Isle races next as they go past the 6. Funcaandun runs the rail. Commandant on the outside. Atomica is 7 or 8 lengths off that lead, followed by Interesting Times Ahead. Tiz Talk races up next as they charge down the backstretch and leave the 5/8 marker and make their way now toward the half-mile. Rhythm Buzz racing alongside. Further and Beyond runs the rail as they continue to run toward the half-mile. They're right there now. In behind them, Interesting Times Ahead. Wall Street Trader races ahead of Barnaby. Sheer Delight is next, and Sister and Treasure completely outsped as the field arrive at the final 3. It is a Legacy Isle, the Foreign Invader, with that lead. Pack Plays is there. Commandant now shaken up. Funcaandun. So it is 4 Invaders as they come toward the top of the lane, and it is a Legacy Isle out in front in the Mouttet Mile now. The rider says go, and Legacy Isles holds a 2-length lead. Funcaandun. Here is Commandant kicking in on the outside. Pack Plays racing in behind them. Desert of Malibu outsped down against the rail. Legacy Isles put to the left-hand stick. Funcaandun now begins to bear down on the outside. It's a Legacy Isles driven to the max. Funcaandun, it's a head bob. They drive toward the line. Funcaandun wins the Mouttet Mile over Legacy Isle.
Emotions overflowed as Funcaandun's team celebrated their triumph. Robert Halladine, who was in the saddle, was elated by the win.
The team, the horse, you have to have confidence. It don't make sense to come out here. When it comes to big race, you know, I am the man of the match. I'm always going to be in the right place at the right time. I'm just really happy. I'm trying to process everything. Happy, but it's just a wonderful feeling. I can't even explain it.
I wonder if he got that man of the match line from this latest song that has been trending in dancehall, but we'll leave that. Now, trainer Jason Acosta dedicated the victory to his late father, 18-time champion Wayne Acosta, and winning owner Carlton Watson.
Funcaandun has campaigned tremendous the whole year. You know, he's done everything asked. A mile is right up his street. It's the ideal distance for him. The last race he ran 30. He allowed losses, loads of weight all around. So coming into this race at 55 kilos, you know, I'm hitting right on the head. Yeah. And this all couldn't be possible without my dad. You know, he taught me everything. He set the foundation. So I'm just continuing where he left off, and you know, I have to dedicate this win to Carlton Watson. He's been tremendous for the sport, and I'm so happy to get this win for him.
All right, it's that time where we get the thoughts of racing analyst Michael Kane. Michael, how are you?
Hi, Maria, I'm fine. And you say you had a lot of fun on Mouttet Mile Day, and I heard that you also tipped the winner at long odds. Congratulations.
Correct. I did, and I'm so happy, Michael. You know, now I'm going to be giving you some competition when it comes to doing these predictions, right?
Most definitely, I welcome that. Very much welcome that.
All right, well, let's get...
So it turned out to be quite pleasurable, the fact that Funcaandun won the event. And of course, my tip was Desert of Malibu, and I mentioned being quite patriotic in tipping Desert of Malibu. Even though she was a foreigner, USA bred, she's domiciled in Jamaica, and so was Funcaandun. So I was really elated when Funcaandun got home, beating the foreign invaders, Legacy Isle, as well as Commandant. So one for the home team, though, Bredid USA Funcaandun domiciled in Jamaica as well. And quite fitting that our champion Trinidad Costa got it done for the champion owner, Carlton Watson. So this is one for the home team.
Yeah, and you know, he spoke about Carlton Watson being really good for the sport. He was so happy to get that done for him. It speaks to the relationship between, of course, Jason DaCosta and Carlton Watson. What are your thoughts on that statement? Because to me, it's a very deep one. I mean, it speaks volumes, Michael, to that relationship and how hard Jason DaCosta would have wanted to get that win for his owner.
Most definitely. And important to note is the fact that Carlton Watson was the #1 owner for Wayne DaCosta OD, former 18-time champion trader. So Jason would have been in the scenario all the way through, and it was quite fitting that Carlton Watson stayed on and supported Jason DaCosta right through as the champion owner. So Jason DaCosta duly delivered on his father's early achievement. So it's indeed a fairy tale continuation, not an ending, but a fairy tale continuation of the combination of DaCosta and Watson.
Yeah, and I was really close to the family when they recognized that Funcaandun won the race. Of course, tears of joy, you know, different emotions. But one of the things that stood out for me is one of the family members kept saying, "What a jockey," of course, with other colorful language, but what a jockey, right? And I wanted to speak to me about Robert Halladine, because even just now, he said he knew he was the man of the match, and I know he got that from a song, because, Michael, there is a song from Vibes Cattle that has been trending that says, "Man of the match," and, you know, it goes like that. So he says that. Talk to me about the quality of that jockey.
Well, he's a high-quality rider, yet to win a championship at Cayman Park, but he's a high-quality rider. He's a big race rider. He won the Diamond Mile a few years ago aboard a horse named Will in Charge, and he eased up aboard Will in Charge near the wire, almost lost the race when a horse named Big Daddy Cool came flying, and he held on by the narrowest of margins there. And I thought that he really learned a lesson thereafter, and he has not been easing up on horses ever since. And to win the Mouttet Mile now, the next biggest race since that victory in the Diamond Mile a few years ago, speaks to the caliber of rider. He's also of international experience. He went overseas, actually rode for Jason DaCosta overseas at Thistledown and won a couple races there at Thistledown for Jason DaCosta. So the combination of DaCosta and Halladine also goes overseas. So it's quite fitting that he got the job done, and he got the job done in very aggressive fashion as well, outriding Parmio as well as Dane Nelson there. And they were second and third in the event. So a thrilling finish, and one we remember for a very long time to come. And we look forward to next year's renewal of the Mouttet Mile.
Yeah, two things quickly before you go, Mike, because there was a general feeling that Rowan Crichton's two horses, Commandant and Legacy Isle, were sort of rushed into the event, only arrived in the island a couple of weeks before, and may have needed a little bit more preparation. And they were close enough to winning to suggest that maybe with a little bit more preparation, the tables could have been turned.
I agree with that notion. As you said, they came out of quarantine maybe a week and a half before the race. They were in quarantine for at least 3 weeks. And during quarantine, as rightfully pointed out by Ron Crichton here, there's not much scope for training during the quarantine in Jamaica. Other jurisdictions, there are differences, major differences. You have probably a track that they can canter and so on and so forth. But that wasn't available to the horses while they were in quarantine here. And as such, I agree with the notion. If they had more time, they would have been much better prepared here, and they would have definitely given a greater account of themselves. But they ran big anyway, and Legacy Isle had no excuses. He had a 2-length lead, a furlong and a half from home. And when you come at this level of competition and you have a 2-length lead, a furlong and a half from home, you should be a winner. Yeah. So, yes, I think it's safe to say that they would have maybe done a lot better. And there were arguments about them having problems on a trailer. They were actually injured as well. With the trailer incident, both of the Crichton horses. So they had excuses, and at the end of the day, Funcaandun capitalized on those issues. And I want to point out as well that Funcaandun is now undefeated at 8 furlongs from 3 attempts. So he's 3 from 3, a full 100% at 8 furlongs. He's also undefeated at 7 furlongs with 3 from 3 as well. And his third victory over 7 furlongs came in the Gold Cup. So he's a perfect middle distance performer right now. 3 from 3 at 8 furlongs, 3 from 3 at 7 furlongs.
Okay, Mike, thank you very much for talking to us. Hopefully we can get Robert Halladine live in the studio. I had a chat with him this morning, and maybe we may have him live in the studio at some point this week to talk about the victory, because as you just suggested, it was a pretty solid ride by him to get Funcaandun home. All right, thanks, Mike. We'll talk again soon.
All right, pleasure's all mine.
Yeah, and a quick comment about the dynasty of Wayne Da Costa and the legacy that he has left, and his son Jason Da Costa taking things over. Since the advent of US $100,000 racing at Jamaica's Caymanas Park in 2015 with the start of the Diamond Mile, there were 5 Diamond Mile races. Wayne Da Costa won 4 of them. That's Jason's dad. And the one that he didn't win was the year when She's a Man-Eater broke out of the starting gates before the race was scheduled and was a late non-starter. So, you know, it is reasonable to think that She's a Man-Eater would probably have won on that day when Will in Charge won, ridden by Robert Halladine. But Wayne Da Costa, tremendous 18-time champion trainer in Jamaica. His son, Jason Da Costa, now picking up where he has left off from the passing of his dad, and winning 2 championship titles and on his way to a 3rd. We'll be back to put the wrap on the show today with our interactive segment after this.